Hey Doc, it's me, and yeah, I've just gotten out of the spiral, and can you set a chemotherapy session this weekend, perhaps? Because I've just developed cancer from watching this pile of shit called the spiral. Oh my god, what the hell did I just watch? The Spiral is my first ever Malaysian movie that I've seen in cinemas, and I think I know why I've been avoiding them all my life. I've seen a lot of bad movies in my life, right? A ton of them. But this definitely stands out as being one of the worst. The Spiral was directed by Peter Wong, and it's about some lecturer who starts killing a bunch of people. He is then caught and transferred into an asylum where a psychologist interrogates him and in the process finds out that she's the reason behind his massacre. Before I went into this, I googled the production company Mega Films Distribution, and oh boy, I was immediately turned off. I knew what I was getting into because right at their main page, front and center, was all the movies that they've worked on. Never heard of any of them, and that wasn't my issue, right? I noticed some grammar mistakes and some disorientated sentences, and ooh, that's not a good sign. The Spiral fails technically as a film in every aspect, and even in terms of storytelling, I didn't know what the hell was going on for 90% of the film. It feels so disconnected, as if there was a lack of information. But the problem with that is, there were so many scenes where characters were just literally explaining things to us in what was freaking boring, and yet I felt like I was missing something. It's as if they've done a story, it's all set, but they failed to portray it in the film. The whole gimmick of this film revolves around different dimension and parallel universes, but I have not seen a movie fail this badly in this genre. So the story was just basically a whole lot of mumbo jumbo just stuffed in your face, never actually cared for it, and that goes the same for the characters. Jeez, the dialogue was atrocious, and it's honestly worse than anything I've seen on YouTube. YouTube, a place filled with a whole lot of crap. But honestly, that's an insult to the content creators because that's how bad it was. It's almost like this production company gave a pen and paper to a bunch of 5-year-olds and said, hey guys, we're gonna film a crappy ass movie. Here's a pen and paper. Go write a script. You have an hour. Once you're done, you'll get your ice cream. Alright? Alright. Oh lord, the dialogue was some of the cringiest shit I've seen in such a long time. My god. And it felt like the actors were just directly reading off their scripts, and it felt so robotic. And if you guys have seen the Star Wars prequels, hand to God, this is honestly worse than how the actors delivered their lines in the prequels, right? Oh god, that bad, guys, that bad. There was also a lot of horrendous audio dubbing, but it was honestly so bad that it was good. And since I was the only person in the cinema, I had the pleasure of laughing my ass off because this is definitely one of those movies that's so bad at times that they're good. And I think this might be a great comedy movie. And listen here, Mega Films Distribution, if you would just change the genre from sci-fi thriller to comedy, I'm pretty sure it's gonna save your movie. So I thought maybe they could have at least given the main characters some depth so we could at least latch on to them, but paper thin, disposable, forgettable, bleh. Despite having a couple of decent action sequences, I just couldn't help notice that each time these characters were, killing one another. The blood that was spurted out was almost like something that was made by a first semester design student in Microsoft Paint. So, for the sake of being professional, the only thing I can sort of commend this movie for is having some decent cinematography that genuinely surprised me, because this semi alright thing was surrounded by a whole lot of crap. And I mean, this is probably the only positive element that I could pick out from this shit pile. Honestly, this film was so terrible that I really had no intentions of reviewing it, but the only reason I did so was in the hopes that this production company would actually watch my review and perhaps take some of my criticism and improve in the future. I mean, if you guys want to hate on me for bashing your movie, go ahead, but if you guys are smart enough, you'll actually take some of my, criticism and improve in the future. With all that being said, I'm gonna give The Spiral an F. Well, if I were to compare it with some of the local films, I think I would actually give it a C minus. But generally speaking, it's an F. There's no two ways around it, and if there was a grade lower than F, it would definitely get that, but as of now, it's an F. So if you guys are looking for a movie to watch this weekend, I suggest heading over to Premium Max Cinemas to watch Bumblebee or Aquaman. Both great films. If you guys haven't seen it, go watch it. If you guys want to purchase your tickets, I'll put a link down below where you can directly purchase your tickets. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao.